show.
Today's interesting topic of conversation is how a bill becomes a law in the Canadian Parliament.
Well, that's fascinating. Lindsay, what is a bill?
A bill is a draft of a proposed law to a Parliament for a discussion.
So what you're telling me is that every single law that keeps my quality of life up to Canadian standards all started off as a bill?
Yes, Peyton, that's exactly what I was saying. Now, introducing our guests, Sawyer and Kiara, who happen to be experts of Canadian Parliament.
Hi, welcome Sawyer and Kiara, experts of Parliament. Hello, thanks for having us today.
So, what would you girls like to know today?
Peyton and I were wondering how a bill becomes a law in Canadians' Parliament.
Well, a bill has to go through certain steps within the House of Commons in order to become a law.
Really?
Well, what is the exact bill that we're talking about today?
From what I heard from Parliament, Cabinet Minister Jackson Carr proposed a bill that Canada can no longer import foreign oil.
During the first reading, printed copies are made available for the entire House of Commons.
Is there any other opinions being stated at this time?
No, Peyton, there is no debate or vote during the first reading.
The first reading is meant to make the other members aware of the bill.
Oh, now I understand. The first reading is just to make sure people understand what the bill is stating.
Yeah, you got it.
Welcome to the first reading of this bill on the date October 6, 2016. We would like to welcome the members of Parliament, the Cabinet Ministers, and the opposition. To read out the bill, we welcome Jackson Carr, Cabinet Minister.
Research has proven that by not importing foreign oil, Canada can save money. Environmentalists also state that it could help the amount of pollution. Canada Minister Catherine McKenna of Environment and Stephen Dion of the Foreign Affairs even support the bill of no importing foreign oil. Canada has enough oil to support itself and keep on building our economy.
Thank you, Jackson, for speaking today. So, now that the first reading is done, what's the next stage?
The next is the second reading, and this is the first debate and vote on the principle of the bill.
Okay, but what did the Cabinet Ministers do during this reading?
The Cabinet Ministers decide if the bill serves the interests of Canadians.
I understand. So if the bill does not get rejected, is there another step?
If it's voted then the bill is studied, and then it moves on to the committee stage.
Oh.
That makes sense. Now for a quick commercial break.
Proform, leading mouthguard company in Canada.
Proform. Form's real nice. Nice thought.
And we're back.
I would like to welcome the official opposition, the members of Parliament, and the Cabinet Ministers to the official second reading of the bill that states Canada no longer imports foreign oil. I would like to welcome the opposition to give their first point on the matter.
A concern the opposition has is how the economy of the other countries are affected.
Thank you, opposition. I would like to welcome the members of Parliament to give their points.
Thank you. This bill will benefit Canada's economy, not worrying about other countries, as it is in the interests of Canadian citizens.
Thank you, members of Parliament. I would next like to re-welcome the opposition to give any other points they may have.
Also, what about the jobs being lost during the loss of foreign oil transportation?
Thank you, opposition. I would next and finally like to welcome the Cabinet Ministers, specifically the Cabinet Minister Jackson Carr.
Thank you, Speaker. The money we save from importing foreign oil can be invested into other jobs and spread around the rest of Canada.
Thank you, Cabinet Ministers. Now that the official debate of the second reading is complete, we would like to begin the vote. All those in favor of the bill stating Canada no longer import foreign oil, please raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those against the bill that states Canada no longer import foreign oil, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
The second reading is now complete, and the bill stating Canada no longer import foreign oil will now be studied and during the committee stage. Thank you.
Wow, this is a very detailed structure of government. But what's the next stage?
The next stage is a very detailed study of the bill.
Okay, but who does the detailed studying of the bill?
The MPs study the bill with the help of a witness. They report if there are any flaws and give recommendations on how to fix them.
Okay, but what if there are no recommendations?
Well, Peyton, the bill can be accepted, amended, or rejected at this stage.
Now I understand. So since our bill got accepted, where does it go next?
Next is the report stage.
Okay, let's look into the report stage after this commercial break. Welcome to the committee stage. Now we will listen to any amendments wanted for this bill. Does anyone have any amendments? Yes, we will now hear from the opposition.
The opposition thinks your points are valid, if we are able to make the exception of Saudi Arabia as they are one of our cheaper main sources and will benefit our future too.
Thank you to the opposition. We will now hear any more amendments. Opposition? Members of Parliament?
You already know what it is. Solid talk, solid talk, solid talk. Don't do it for me. Now watch me whip.
Watch me spray spray.
Real good.
Febreze, Air Sense.
Febreze. Give your house the smell of fresh laundered garbage. Breathe happy.
And we're back.
So, what's the report stage?
After the report stage, they'll debate and vote on the changes to the bill.
Awesome, so what's next?
Next is the third reading.
The third reading is the final debate and vote.
So, this is the final step in the House of Commons, right?
Yes. Next, the bill is passed on to the Senate.
I'd like to welcome the opposition, the members of Parliament, and the Cabinet Ministers to the report stage. We will recap the amendments made during the committee stage. The only amendment made stated that we should have an exception in the bill to Saudi Arabia's oil, since it is cheaper and will help the economy in the future. Is there anyone else that would like to add another amendment? Opposition? Members of Parliament? Cabinet Ministers? That will finalize the debate on this bill's amendments. We will now vote on the finalized bill. All those in favor of this bill say aye.
Aye.
All those against say aye. Thank you.
The Senate goes through a very similar process as the House of Commons.
Okay, but can the Senate make changes or reject the bill like the House of Commons can?
After the third reading, the bill goes back to the House of Commons to debate and vote on changes that the Senate may have made.
They can accept some, all, or none of the amendments.
What happens if they accept none of the amendments?
It goes in a back and forth system until both the head of Commons and the Senate both agree.
What happens to the bill after both accept it?
It goes to royal assent and the bill becomes a law after royal assent.
Royal assent. Okay, now I understand how a bill becomes a law. Thank you guys so much for helping us out today.
And that's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for watching LSPC.
Oh my God, Jack!
After that, the oil smuggler was taken to the Supreme Court and the 9 judges ruled in favor against the smuggler and she was sentenced to jail time.